Welcome to Lit Bean Talk episode number 2. Today we will be analyzing Jimmy Santiago Baca's heartfelt poem, I Am Offering This Poem.
Okay.
I'm offering this poem by Jimmy Santiago Baca. I'm offering this poem to you since I have nothing else to give. Keep it like a warm coat when winter comes to cover you, or like a pair of thick socks the cold cannot bite through. I love you. I have nothing else to give you, so this is a pot full of yellow corn to warm your belly in winter. It is the scarf for your head to wear over your hair and tie up around your face. I love you. Keep it. Treasure this as you would if you were lost, needing direction, and in the wilderness life becomes when mature. And in the corner of your drawer, tuck it away like a cabin or Hogan in dense trees, like dense trees come knocking. I will answer, give you directions, and let you warm yourself by this fire, rest by this fire, and make you feel safe. I love you. It's all I have to give, and all anyone needs to live, and to go on living inside when the world outside no longer cares if you live or die. Remember, I love you.
Wow, very good reading. So what do you guys think about this poem? What do you think that the author is trying to convey in the poem?
Well, he's trying to convey exactly what his love means. So it's not just your basic love. His love is like having like a pot full of yellow corn to keep your belly warm in the winter, and then like a scarf to keep your head warm when it's cold.
And he also kind of shows that this poem is something for others who feel kind of alone in the world.
Yeah, I agree. Because at the end, he's like, when the world outside no longer cares if you live or die, remember I love you. So he's like, no matter what you're going through, no matter what's happening, I'll always love you.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I also think that this poem, he's trying to show like how complex his love can be, because it can provide like so many things. And like you guys said earlier, how it's like all one needs to live. But he also is trying to explain throughout his poem that it's so much more than that, that it can provide like warmth, comfort, protection for the reader. And this really adds to the poem and makes the relationship between him, the speaker, and the reader more complex.
I really think Baca is trying to convey to the reader that, like, no matter what, he'll always be there. And the more, like, the reader reads on, the more, like, comforted they'll feel by Baca or anyone that they really think that this poem could be by. Like, honestly, they could take it a different way. They could take it by somebody else, just, like, reassuring them that someone will always be there, at least. Yeah, that's what I think.
Baca shows this complex relationship through the imagery he uses when he talks about having a warm coat for when it's winter time, like the coat is covering you. So he's using this imagery to show his love is going to keep you warm, and he has his love is this kind of warm love.
Yeah, I think he also shows this when he presents images of like a pot full of yellow corn to warm your belly in the winter, in order to show that his love is simply more than just love, but that it will fulfill the person who is reading this poem, that it's so much more than just love.
And then the coldness, like how it's having the setting as a cold, like winter. It can kind of be seen as like the struggles that the reader may be going through. Like that's his love is all the warm things that he's describing.
Yeah, and I think these images that he's presenting to the reader really makes them understand how powerful his love can be, that he's like comparing it to how it can provide like warmth and comfort in a time of struggles like you just explained.
The word choice that the author uses shows his like heartfelt and caring tone, because like with the word offering, it's something that it's the reader's choice whether to go back onto whenever they need to. It's like they don't always have to be receiving it, or like it's just something that they go back onto.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he uses the word offering shows that he's understanding that his love could be accepted or denied by the reader, and he's okay with that, because it's not like he's saying like, here's this poem, take it. Like he's just like, I am offering it to you to try to provide you with some things.
Yeah, definitely. And then he's worded like warm and safe to make the reader feel better and like understand that his love is gonna keep them warm and it's like a safety net for them. Like it's always gonna be there for them.
And then when he says, I will answer, give you directions, and let you warm yourself by this fire, rest by this fire, and make you feel safe, it shows that he will just always be there, give them guidance whenever they're feeling lost.
Yeah, and when he says his love is like a map too, like if they're ever lost and they need direction, like they can find him through his love and like his love will be there to guide them with whatever they need to do.
Yeah, and the fact that he's using like all these words really like allows him to convey himself as a caring and like heartfelt person who truly cares about this person he's writing to. And that really like adds to his tone because it doesn't make him seem like he's forceful or anything. He's just very caring for the person that he is writing to. And I think that really adds to the power of how he's trying to convey his love, that it's just so much more than just simply saying I love you.
Yeah, like I really feel that this really relates to the Poison Tree, the way that the authors both try to convey their feelings through symbolism and a lot of different like emotional words. Like in the Poison Tree, the author tries to convey his hatred towards his enemies, while in I'm Offering This Poem, the author really tries to like get the reader to realize like this will always be there for you. This is always something that'll be there. So it's really interesting how they're different emotions in each poem, but at the same time they're both conveying very strong emotions.
I think this poem can also be compared to the poem Still I Rise, but through more of a structural point of view, because Still I Rise repeats the phrase Still I Rise, much like how I Am Offering This Poem repeats the phrase I love you. And I think this repetition of these phrases really adds to the complexity of both poems and is constantly reminding the reader of the purpose of both the poems. Like Still I Rise, the purpose is to show how the narrator will rise through difficult situations. And I Am Offering This Poem, the purpose of the repetition of I love you is to keep reminding the reader that his love will always be there for them. And it's saying it in between the reasons like why it will, like how the love will provide them. Just trying to get that sentiment across.
Thank you for listening to us talk about love, something I wish I felt.